Ikra just got on.
Yeah. Okay. So how's the memorizing of those questions going on?
They're coming. It's a lot of information, so
I mean, you just keep memorizing it. I mean,
yep,
exactly word to word, just do it that way.
yep.
I'm gonna share you all three of you guys information with the recruiter, and then he's gonna call you, and then he's gonna do a little interview, and then see he's gonna gauge you, and then because what's gonna happen is you have another 45 days here. The first quarter is gonna be ending, and then the lot of hiring they need to be done before March 31st or the third week of March, because last week of March is spring break, so that's when all the budget will be exhausted. So what you have to really do is you have to really get the job before that, because right now there's a lot of hiring going on. So I really want you guys to get the job so that I get paid.
Of
Right?
course.
It makes sense. Yeah,
Right,
I'm putting in so many months of effort,
right,
so
right.
somebody has to pay me. All right, let's work on this here. As I told you before, this is for a script. What you have to do is going to be any other file. So what you could do is vi and then the file name. Let's give it a name script. Okay, and hit enter. So the moment this is within a Linux, the moment you want to make this the moment you want to make this as a script, what you have to do is you have to let the document know that this is a script. For that, you have to type this exactly the way it is. Pound and exclamation. What does pound and exclamation usually means is it's called shebang. Shebang. I mean, if somebody is saying shebang, that means they're referring to um, pound and exclamation. Okay. All right. So then you have to type bin bash. This is how the moment you declare this, that means you're making this file a script file. Okay. Let's escape out of this, and then let me get out of here. So anything you put in the command line, you could put it in the document and run it. Okay. So let's do here. Over here it says echo enter first number, right? So I could do that. Echo, I don't have to put it that in the line, in the script. Enter first number. And it returns enter the first number. So these are some of the built-in commands you're going to remember, um, or built-in commands that are in there. So the more you practice, the more you're going to remember which ones are built-in command and which ones are declared by you. Okay, and then let's see here. Read is a built-in command and says num1. Okay, and hit enter. So it's when you type read, that means it's you telling the system that read the number one. Number one is a variable. It doesn't have to be number one. It could be anything, Chicago one or anything. But when you recall it, then you will say Chicago one, and then it will remember pull it from the memory. So I'll just type one. So it comes back here, but it didn't give you the uh, it didn't give you the output. So let's see here. What is num1? How do you figure that out? What is num1? You type echo $num1 and hit enter. So until the system reboots, num1 is num1 is 1. But if you run the command again and then you tell num1 is 2 now it's num1 is replaced with num2 now. When you do recall num1 and ask the system what is num1, it will tell you it's num2 because you gave that num1 value to 2. It was 1 and 2. So it doesn't have to be num1. You could just, this is a makeup. You could make that up. So you could do echo any num, okay, and hit enter. Okay, so no, I'm sorry. If you want to give, you could give the declare it read any num, and then you're going to give it 2. So when you type echo dollar any num, what's going to happen is going to bring it 2. So what we're going to do is, instead of putting it in the command line, you're putting it in the document. So let's see here, vi script, and then I'm going to say echo enter first number. This is just the text. It's not doing anything. You don't have to, if you don't want, you don't have to type it, but this looks good to your eyes. And then you type read num1. It says num1 here, right? I'm going to type, I don't have to type num1. I could type first number, first num, and then I go again the second line, echo enter second number, then read. So you're declaring the variable, you're declaring that what that is now. And then, so what it's going to do is going to read it. Now let's add them together. So we could do sum equal dollar. So this is a formula. So you're putting this together, right? So either you could do that or you could do like this. Remember we used echo dollar and then the name to recall it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same. Dollar and then the plus sign. Oops. Oh man. Okay. Give a space there, plus. What's happening? I can't type plus sign here. Okay. Let me start again. Echo enter first number. Then I'm going to say read first num. Okay, then I'm telling echo enter second number. Then read is a built-in command, and then I'm telling read second num. Okay, and then I'm going to go sum equal. Let me save this before. So now I'm putting in the formula here. This is like a common sense formula. So what I'm doing is I'm typing dollar. Then what am I putting? It's reading first num, right? So I'm typing exactly the way it is. FIRSTNUM. If you do a spelling mistake here, it's not going to work. Then a plus sign and a dollar, SECOND num. Okay, and then I get out of it. Okay, so let's see here. This is, let's see if this is going to run. Okay, so for the script to be working, let's take a look at the permissions here. So the permission is read write. For this guy to be able to do this, the permission should be executive also. So what you do is you do chmod 755 script and then hit enter. Then you type ls-l. So this is read write execute for the owner. All right, for you to be able to execute the script, you have to type slash and the script, name of the script, and hit enter. That is going to execute it. Enter first number 1, it's telling you enter second number 2. All right, it's done. And it's not doing the addition here, okay, even though we put in the formula. Why is it not doing it? Because that doesn't make, because we are not calling it. We now, the third line is we have to tell it what to do. So what we're going to do is echo the sum is, what are you going to do? Dollar sum. So it's going to do the math in here, and then you just tell him to do the sum here. Okay, dollar sum. Let's see here if it's going to work. And then again, for you to run the script, you have to type a period and a slash and the script name. And then it's telling you enter number 1, 3, and then number 4. Okay, the sum is 3. Why is it saying that? Because we put in something wrong. So let's see here. Enter first number, and the second is.
You spelled the first wrong and enter first number in the echo.
Okay, G, this one.
Yeah, at the top. No, not that one.
The very first one.
Yeah.
No, this doesn't. This is irrelevant.
Okay.
This is in quotes.
Okay. I thought it had to match though.
No,
according
these
to what
has
the
to
screen
match.
says.
What you're
Oh.
declaring, they have to match.
Oh.
Okay, so
On the bottom echo, do you have to put the equal sign? So is equal $ sum. The
no.
bottom line. Okay.
So let me run this. Okay, so maybe what's happening here is you have to put this in echo num1 read. So we have to put this in quotes. So I was trying without one. So let's see if it's going to work with one. Okay, does it look good? Yeah. 3, 3, 6. So this is the formula here. Let me see if I thought I could do without the lines in here together. Let me do this. There is one other way you could do this is, whenever you put something in front of the pound sign in front of this, so this line is silent now. The script is not going to read it, okay? What else you could do is sum equal, and then this is a backtick. Backtick is on the squiggly line. And then the backtick you do is dollar plus close the backtick. Okay, so this backtick, I'm just going to show you which one is that. Okay, you see on the keyboard, this one is right next to the escape key. So you don't have to hold the shift key. This is the backtick, okay? Remember that. This is the backtick you use to execute the formula, or you use to execute the commands. Okay, so we are using a second method, and let's see if it's going to work. Three, four, script line 3 could not form. Okay, so we'll just go to our old way here then. You just have to do exactly the way the script you see. 4, 3, and the sum is 7. So what we did here is we could have done all this on the command line, but what we did is we put together a script, and then in this script what's happening is you just made it a sum here. So what you could do is you could go in there and then manipulate it. If you want to multiply it, what you do is you just do the asterisk. Just do the asterisk. Okay, these are all built-in computer commands I showed you before. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, let's go back to our document here. Okay, in the course notes, when you go into course notes, okay, so these are like equal, greater than, and all these signs here. Okay, you could come back here and refer this here, but generally speaking, Uh, okay. Well, you all should know by now, right? If you have like a slash, slash is like if you type two numbers together, 3 and 4 slash, what will happen is read 3 3 divided by 4. No, okay, what I'm trying to explain is actually I have to put this in a document here. I'm gonna just put it in this document here. You could come back and refer to it, okay? Okay, plus is addition. Okay, minus is subtraction. And then asterisk, multiplication. Okay, and the slash is division. Okay, all right, just stick with these four for now. And if we have something else coming in up, then you could, I will update that. But to add something, you just put plus, minus, and then multiply. You should know plus and minus, and then the multiplication is asterisk and division is slash. You should know all this here. All right, so we are done with one script here, and then moving on. Let me show you the second script that is second step up. So let me launch this here, and oh, okay. So this is the okay. See, this is what I was trying to do here. So what you could do is you go back to your other script, the original script, and you could manipulate this. So see here, the formula is different here, right? So we're going to use this. So sum, so we're going to use sum equals, and then you're going to use the backtick now, and then you have to type expr. Expr stands for expression. It's a regular expression. So what are you expressing? You are expressing to to the do the math for this, okay? And then you're in this case you're adding, and then a dollar sign, and then you copy this again. Okay, now it should work. It should work now. Enter the first number, second number, and it says unexpected error, end of file. So I forgot to put in the backtick. Okay, so it should work now. First number 3, second number 4, and the sum is 7. You could go back in there and then you could do the division too. Okay, so for division I think you have to type this. You just simply can't type the slash here, but let's try this. Okay, so for division, if you want to use the division into a script, you have to type an asterisk. You have to type an asterisk. You have to type an asterisk and a slash, or this. Let's try this if it's going to work. It's not working. Okay. All right, for division, I think we have other script that is coming up here. I'll take a look in there, in that script here. Give me one moment. Division. Okay, I was wrong. What you have to do is for division, you use the other slash. For division, you have to use the other slash, this slash. Okay. All right. The first number is 4, second number is 2, and it's not working. I know why. Because you have to type an asterisk there. See, what's happening here is this slash is like a built-in for something else. You'll learn that later. So what you have to do is you have to give the asterisk here, and let's see if it's going to work. Okay, so the slash, it worked, but it's doing the multiplication here. Why is it doing that?
What about the asterisk before the slash?
Okay, let me try that. Asterisk before the slash. 4, 2. Yeah, it's not doing it. All right, so if you get stuck here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna do Google. Give me 1 second here. It's telling me to use the regular slash there, but it didn't work. Oh, the. Okay, I take that back here. So what you have to do is you just have to take the regular slash, the one I originally had, just this one. So we checked here, all 4 are working, correct? All right, let's move on. Okay. So in here, what you could do is you could actually type in the commands in there. So let's see here. Let me. what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a master template with this, okay? So what I'm going to do is cat script, and then I'm going to make it a template. What am I missing in here? Can you tell me? All right, let me just do CP. CP is much better. So what it does is it also copies the permissions. So I'm going to go vi temp, and I'm going to delete all this. So the reason I'm doing this is when I create a new file or with a new script, what I don't have to do is I have to change the permission each time and then type the shebang in there, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the commands in the script. So what I'm going to do is cp temp command. All right, so the file is there, commands. Okay, in here, yeah, echo is nothing but a text. It will just read I am using commands. Okay, and then what you could do is you could put in commands in here like who, uptime, and then run level. Okay, let's run this. Do you see it had ran? It says I'm running this command, but it just ran all three commands simultaneously. It ran who, and then it ran uptime, and then ran it ran the run level. So if you want to have this a little bit better looking onto your eyes, what you could do is you could go back in here, and then you could type in here that echo, and then who is logged in. Okay, and now you have to use the backtick here. You just can't use you just can't use the you just can't use um, if you're using it in a line, if it doesn't start from the start of the line, the command, if the command doesn't start from here, that means you have to use the backtick for it to run. Okay, and you could also do echo the uptime is the uptime is, then you have to do backtick, and then run level is all right. Let's see if it's going to work. Okay, now you see here that you have what else you could do is you could make it more readable. So you could go in here and then you could type blank lines in here. If you want to type blank lines in here, what you could do is you could type blank lines in here, echo, and then you could do this. Okay, All right, that way you could read it better. See? Are you getting this?
Yes. Hey, when you put the blank lines, as you just did one time in the front of the, or the top of the script, or you do it in between each line? It looked like
Anywhere,
you just.
anywhere. You could do like 100 times. Right
Sure,
here,
sure.
this line.
Oh, okay. There's like a delay when you're typing before I see it on my computer, but okay, gotcha.
And then when you run it, see it gave so many blank lines in here. So let's see here if you could run this on the command line. How are we gonna do? Yeah, you have to run this. You could definitely run this on the command line. All right, echo, and then it will give you just one line. And then hyphen C, it will do you the how many characters you have in this text. But you could definitely put all this in the script here. Okay, so let me just be done with that one and see here. I think let me see. All right, so all right, let me show you one little basic thing here. So okay, I'm gonna start putting this in a text file. And remember, if you put this in a Word document or something, it will try to auto correct it. That's why I'm putting it in the text file. All right, this is 2. The 1 is there. 2. All right, 3 is Okay, any questions so far? So what did we learn? We learned that we have to over here before we start. So to begin the script, you have to type this. Okay, you have to have this, okay? And then the chmod, the permissions should be 755. Okay, to run the script, what you have to do is follow this pattern. How are you going to do this? And then the script name. Okay, these three things are essential. If you don't have the shebang in there, if you don't have a shebang in there, okay, and then to start the script, these are the basic things you have to start with. You have to first create a file and declare the bash, and then you have to change the permission to 755, and then to run the script you have to type this asterisk and all. So these are all the things inside the script. Okay, this is the basic one that started here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this script in here, right? I'm going to create one more script, cp basic okay, and then what you have to do is, like, if you want to clear the screen, you type clear command, and then you type echo all right. This is the very first script anybody should have written, and then when I run this, and this is what it does is it clears the screen and it gives you hello world. Okay, so I'm going to copy this and then put it in here. Okay, now you could see that we are building on top of it. We did this, and then we kind of made a math here. Okay, and then so this is the same thing as the other way to do this. And then the third one is you could basically do whatever you want in this as commands. You could start experimenting with the commands in here. Okay, you could type. Then what else we did was we put in the commands. So you could do this. You could do the command hello who run level. So the moment you have this, it's referred to as committed out. and then do this, and then the pound is okay. Any questions about these four things? 1, 2, 3, 4. Anybody?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, good. So let me save this first, because this is the document I'm going to upload, and then you could just practice it from there, okay? Linux docs. Okay. All right. So let's see what I have. The next one. Next one is I'm going to show you. There are some built-in things that are in the system that I'm going to show you here. What will happen if you type $user, uppercase user? Nothing, right? But so what I'm going to do is uppercase, and then I'm say echo. So when you type dollar, this is a built-in command. This is a built-in variable. So when you type echo and then $user, it gives you the who's the user. But if the user is somebody else, then it will give you the name of that whoever the user is logged in at the moment. Okay. And then the same thing, there is one more other thing here. What you could type is $home. Okay. And it gives you the home directory for that user. Okay. And then what else you could do is there is one other thing that is built in is history control. Okay, what this does is it will ignore the ops. Okay, so I will explain this a little later here. And then also there is one more other thing in here that's called term. It will tell you which terminal you're using. You will using the xterm. So these are something which are built in. But don't worry about this. That shouldn't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I have already shown you this is as a variable here, but I didn't explain you what exactly a variable is. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a script using a variable. Cp temp variable. Okay. So what is a variable? Variable is you're making something up on your own. Okay. So let's see here. Give me a name. Give me something I could type in here.
Elephant.
Okay. Okay, so I'm declaring something elephant and giraffe. Okay, these two things like out of nowhere It came to my mind and I'm using this, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what is elephant? Elephant is a big animal. Elephant is big and giraffe is tall. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say echo dollar, and then I'm going to say elephant. All right, let's take a look here what will happen. Do I need to put this in? Yeah. Okay. So what happened here? We declared something elephant, right? And then the value for elephant is big. But when we bring that up in here into when we called elephant dollar elephant, what we are actually referring to as is big. The system will bring it as big. So what will happen if I type echo giraffe?
It should bring back the result as tall.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this is what it's called. This is what is called a variable. A giraffe is variable and the elephant is variable. What is that? You're just creating that on your own on a fly. Okay, there you go. So what you could do is, if you wanted to make it look good on your eyes, you could do like elephant is, and then is, okay, and then I put a blank line in here, and then I could put another blank line in here. Okay, so simple as that. Elephant is big and giraffe is tall. Now you could see, you could use your imagination here to build upon this, right? Well, I mean, it just doesn't have to be that. You could put it in like, you could put in numbers too, right? It doesn't matter. Like that. Yeah. System, I mean, the bash script doesn't care. I mean, it's just how you telling it and how you manipulating it. That's what it's going to bring the results back, okay? So this is how what we just did was, we just declared a variable. This is how you declare a variable. Okay. So I also showed you how to comment things out, right? So what you can do here is, and then if you do like in here, this is a garbage line. And then if I have something like this, and then if I run it, what will happen is it's giving us the error. It will tell you line 6. Why is it giving the error? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The line 6 is, so if nothing is in there, it doesn't know what it is, so it's trying to read it. So how do you want the system not to read it? You put a pound sign before it, hash. See, it kind of ignore the line and it went on to other things. So this is how you using hash to ignore the line. Can you tell me why? When would this be helpful? When would
When
this
you
line be helpful? When?
when you want to give the user information, but you don't want the system to read it.
Exactly. Exactly. Very good. So when you are writing a script, you could actually put in notes in here that what is this doing here and what is that doing here. Okay? Or if you're like changing some script, you're changing the formula here, right? I showed you one time. I typed the command when I was doing this. When I was doing this expression, I put a pound sign before it. What you could do is, if you want to do is, if you're editing the document but you don't want to really, you want to keep what you already have in there but you don't want it to be running, you could put the command pound sign in there, so that means that was there previously before you edited it. Did you get it what I'm trying to say now? Like here, if I'm editing here, I don't want giraffe to be used anymore. Instead of actually deleting it from there, if I just delete it, it won't have any history, right? If I just put a pound sign in there, next person who's reading a script knows, okay, he commented this out, probably it was reading this line before. So you could comment out the valid lines also, so that when you're trying to change the script, edit the script. Okay, command, the pound sign is nothing but just to comment it out from the script to be able to read that. Okay, all right, let's see here. Mm, so I showed you. So what is it? What is it officially? It's called officially. Officially, when somebody said comment out, if you're talking to your colleagues, and then they say like, okay, I'm working in this file here and it's not working out, and he will tell you that, okay, go and comment out the following line. So when somebody tells you to comment it out, what they're telling to do is they are telling you to make it unreadable, that line. So all you have to do is go in there and edit it and put a pound sign before it. That means it comments out. Okay, did you get it? Anybody had any questions regarding this? Commenting it out. Should I
No,
repeat?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So what else you could do is it's been only 1 hour, right? Okay, good. We have enough time. Okay, there is one concept, it's called command substitution. You could use one command, and then in the script, you could use that command. Um, you could give it a name you could give the name as a variable name to that command. And then you could use that command in the script. So what is it called? Command substitution. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy temp substitute. Okay, and then I'm going to do vi substitute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is what is this line referred to as right now?
Just a comment.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's commented out.
okay, great. That's what I want to hear. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I don't want to, like, there is a date command, right? And I don't want to use that date command. I want to just declare it one time and then use that date command many times inside the script here. Okay, so how I'm gonna do that? For for the command substitution to be working, you have to type this command in there. Shop T -s expand underscore aliases. Okay, remember long time ago I showed you how to create an alias? I know I did show this to you.
Yeah, I remember aliases. I don't remember exactly how you did it.
Yeah. So in here, in our document, okay, in here, alias is, you could like create a short command on your own, okay, and then you could recall that just typing that one command, you should be able to run a bigger command. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, here, we have a date command, right? We type date and it gives you the date, right? What if I don't want to type the date, I want to type something else? So what I could do is I type alias, okay, and then I'm gonna give it a name, morning. No, I could give you anything, equal, and then what do you want? What do you want it to be? You want a date to be running. Okay, now what will happen when I type anything? It will run the date command. Did you get it?
Yes.
I can make up anything I want. Let me make it Chris. It doesn't make sense, right? I'm typing Chris and it's giving me the date. Because
Right.
at this moment, I set up something which is called alias. Okay, you could just type an alias command and you could also see what is already have been set up as a, you know, in essence, when you type like ls is actually typing this command. Yeah, see, it's typing this command, but the short for this command is ls, and ll is this. Okay. Okay, so far these are like ls is actually a alias, move is actually a alias, remove is actually a alias. So right now these are the aliases which are being used by the system right now. So I could create another alias here, and then maybe let me create alias date, and then who on run level. Okay, and then let me see if it's gonna work. Okay, did you get the idea what's happening here?
Yes.
So you're combining couple commands in here, and then you're creating an alias, and then you could just run it there. So similarly, what you could do is you could put that into the script. How are we gonna do that? Okay, so okay, but inside the script, for the system to be able to read this, you have to type exactly the way you see it. Sharp T space hyphen S space expand underscore aliases. Okay, if you don't type this, it won't run whenever you're trying to run it. Give me 1 minute here. I need to get some water. Okay, hold on. Actually, take 5 minute breaks, everybody. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, so for you to be able to make this happen, you have to type this command exactly the way it is. Okay, then what you could do is you could declare alias in here, alias Chris equal to, and then you could type in here like date and then time, run level. Okay, then alias mm, alias what you could do is present directory, and then you could do declare it pwd, present working directory, and then who, and then you could also do a lot of other things here. You could do uptime. Okay, are you guys back here? Hello.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, all right, so it's the same thing, you're just running this in the commands. So what else you could do is you could also rename the direct command here. You could also name the variable, like in here you could declare the variable elephant, and then you could declare a command. Remember I told you if you're running a direct command you have to type the backtick. Okay, you just type date in here. And why am I stuck with date? There's so many other things. Okay, now there is a difference here. Here you're declaring or creating a alias, and then we're going to use that alias later on. And here you are you are declaring a variable instead of a command itself. And then we're going to use that variable to use the run the command. Okay, did you get it what I'm doing here? Did you get it, the second two lines?
Yes.
So
Yeah, I think so.
yeah, this is only in the script here. So when it runs elephant, is going to actually run the host name, and when it runs the giraffe, is going to run the IP config. Okay. So what you could do is you could use like a dumb English. You could type echo the name of this server is, and what you're going to do is type elephant, $elephant. Okay, and then you close this, and then what you could do is echo the IP command to find IP is if config. Okay, and then we're going to do $if config, and then close it. Okay, let's run this. So substitute. Okay, the name of this server is Apache, and then we'll show the IP. So actually the second command didn't run. So let's see why. Dollar, because I typed in something wrong. Over here, it actually needs giraffe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure.
Okay. I mean, to the system, it doesn't it doesn't care, right? We name it the giraffe. It's just running this. Okay. What you could do is you could also grab this line and see if it's going to bring only the clean IP address line. It should be enough. Do you get it? The name of the server is, and then you could also make it nice and neat and presentable. But you get the idea. What we are trying to do here. Any questions? Let's see what
No.
else we could do in here. So what we could do is, so let's see here if we are able to run the command Chris. So what you have to do is just type Chris. And then present. Let's see if it's going to work. It did work, right? It did work. So what was the command? We are using pwd, present working directory, who, and uptime. So it did bring up present working directory, who is logged in root, and then this is the uptime. Okay, it did ran that. And then it also ran Chris command, which is right here, date, and then run level. I mean, you could definitely make this look better here, right? How are you going to do this? You could type this in here. Commands using Chris. Okay, it will come down here. And then okay. Now what happened? Why is it not running? Didn't I tell you that when you're using it in the sentence, you have to put it in backtick. You have to put this in backtick because it's a command now. Now the alias is being used as a built-in command. If you're using any commands in here, who, pwd, anything like that, you have to put it in backtick. Let me show you which one is the backtick. This is the backtick right here. Not the squiggly one, this one, the right one on this key. When you look on the keyboard, it's the one right above tab key. Okay. Now it's running. All right, so let me put this in here. And you could easily see how this is getting built, right? It's getting complicated and complicated, bigger and bigger. All right, so I remember one other thing in here. To run the command in the script, if you are using with the echo sentence, use backtick. Okay, does this make sense?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is how you do this. Now I'm going to show you how to handle the error, because when the script is getting big, there would be errors that will give out the errors, like which formula or which command has failed. So what we're going to do is we're going to type some simple commands in here. Cp temp. Okay, I'm going to name it errors, vi errors, and then in here I'm going to type you have to type exactly the way this is, set e. Okay, you have to type set e, and then you could put in some commands in here, or let's type in a command name, host name. This is a command, because you could type the command starting from the start of the line. You don't have to put backtick or anything like that. The only time you put in backtick is if it's you're using this in a sentence or in combination with something else. And then for each time if there is an error, then what you could do is there is a command you could type echo, echo, and then dollar and a question mark. Okay, and then uptime, echo dollar question mark. Let's see here if we're going to run this. So it ran just fine, right? This is the command, and then when it's saying echo 0, that means there is no errors. Okay, let's try to bring some errors in here. Okay, if I type this wrong, okay, I type it a host name, but I type it wrong. Okay, I didn't know what is the problem. So if I run this again, it gives you the error. It actually gives you the error line 5. So you go from top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is where it's telling you that the error is there. Okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, when there is an error, it actually halts. It actually halts the script when you type this. Okay, let's remove this here and see if it's going to halt the script. Okay, so it is halting the script here. Okay, I think there is one more to this here. I don't have information about that. Give me 1 second. Okay, this is I'm supposed to show you later here, but I misjudged this. Okay, I will come back to this one here. So ignore so far what we did. Ignore. I'm gonna just remove the error. Okay. All right. So what I'm gonna show you next is how to use the. There are some we did addition and subtraction, right? So let's go play around with all those 4 things here we did here. These 4 things. Okay, how are we gonna do that? So let me copy temp and name it edit. Okay, so remember when I typed something like echo and then I told you you have to start with the backtick, right? expr 2 plus 2, then close the backtick, close the quotes. Let's see what happens. Okay, but if you don't want to do all this here, what you could do is you could just delete this, and then you don't have to type the backtick too. It's the same thing with the commands. Command, if you're using within a sentence, then you have to use the backtick. If not, then you don't have to. All right. So what we have here, we have expression 2 plus 2. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is how we're gonna do a multiplication. expr 2 asterisk 2. Okay, it's giving the expr error. So let's put this in the brackets. It's not going to work. You know why it's not going to work? Because what do we have here? We have this in the scripting. You will learn a little later that this this parenthesis that's starting, it means something. So if you want the system to ignore this parenthesis as something else, you have to type a slash. Okay, and then I give space again, and then for the closing parenthesis for the system to ignore, then you type the backward slash. Let's see if it's going to work now. It didn't. Why is it not working? Okay, let me give a space here and a space. All right, no, this is not going to work. Okay, I misspoke earlier. So for these the parenthesis closing and the asterisk, these all means something to the system here. So if you're telling the system to ignore this, what you could do is try this slash before open parenthesis slash before the asterisk and a slash before here, and let's see it's gonna do. Okay, yeah, this is what I was going to show you earlier. So it is a little complicated when it comes to multiplication because the asterisk means a lot here. Why? Because do you remember when we removed the entire content of a directory, we use the asterisk, right? So if a system is thinking that asterisk means the whole directory or something, that means it's reserved for certain commands. But if you're telling to do some kind of arithmetic calculation, what you're telling here is you're putting the slash, a backslash before the asterisk. Let me remove this and see if it's going to work. So it did. So for multiplication, use backslash asterisk. Okay. All right. Let's see if it's going to do the division too. Let's say we did addition, subtraction. We didn't do the subtraction. Okay, so the subtraction is working just fine on its own. And then division. Okay, now we are in good shape here. So for addition, you just have to type plus, for subtraction minus, and for multiplication, you have to type a slash and an asterisk. And for division, you just have to type a forward slash. Okay. Okay, and then remember one other time I showed you how to use dev null. What does dev null go does? It will just ignore. I mean, it will just remove the. Hmm. Okay, it's in the command, basic command. Okay, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Remember, we use two greater than sign and then you type /dev/null, what this does is this will filter out any of the, what it's going to do, it will filter out any of the errors using two greater than sign, and it will throw that into this recycle bin. I mean, this is not a recycle bin, this is like a black hole. It doesn't exist, so it will just remove that. Whatever you're telling it to remove, it will go in here, and then there is no way you could recover anything from there. Okay, so we're going to see how this is going to play into our scripting. So let's see, cp temp dev null vi dev. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a comment here. The line will be redirect to dev null. Okay, let's see, echo. This is line 1 and being displayed. And then echo, then we have some space there. Okay, so we are having being not displayed. So let's run this. Okay, so I don't want this line to be displayed here, right? What I'm going to do, you could do comment it out too. You could just put like a comment out and it won't display. But if you're running some formula and then you don't want some error message coming out of those to come to be displayed on the screen, you could just do this like this, and then you go dev null. Okay, see that line, the second line is not being displayed here. Oh, what else you could do is, I told you you could have like okay, echo run level. How do you check the run level? You just type the command run level. Remember, if you're typing the command within an echo statement, you have to use the backticks. So it displays the run level, and 3. Okay, but I don't want it displayed here because it's generating some kind of errors. When you know this is going to generate errors, you could redirect to dev/null. The output of that command is being sent to dev null. Okay, I said that output of the command is being sent to dev null. Okay. Question to somebody: can I have an output of that command sent to somewhere else other than dev null? If so, what is that? Where can I send it to?
You could just create a file and send it to it.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was looking for. Very good. And then you could give a new file name. If there is an existing file name, how are you going to do it? You do double arrows. It will write into that. Let's see. You could do double arrow and then run level. Okay, here's a classic example here. See, if I over here dev null, right? I don't want to destroy this what was already there. So what I could do is I could commit it out. This is how you use the commit out. You use the keep the original text in there, and then you just commit it out. If somebody else come in here and say, okay, this was there before, and we removed this, and then we are using this now. This is how the command comment out will be helpful. What was the name of the uh, what was the name? Run level, right? Cat run level. See, the file name was there. There is a file name run level. That's what when we go into that file name vi, run level n3 is there. See, now that we have a double greater than arrow, we could run this few times and then it will keep adding to that file. So it should be there like about 5 times in there. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get the idea here. I mean, these are all the basic things here. Once you start putting it all this thing together, you could like a big script. You know what I mean? I mean, let's see. Let me show you one other thing how you're gonna do this. And then you could also have something in here, right? And then I would have something in here like this. See, let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, it should ping it and then throw that into this. So it should create one run level and then this one, and you get the idea. I mean, it's building up on its own. So right now it's doing ping. Let's see what happened. Okay, I think, oh, you know what? I shouldn't have used ping in here because I have to show you a different way how to do the ping, okay? But you could do is some other commands in here, right? Let's see here. There you go. So keep practicing this. It was a lot of fun. I think you will enjoy this much better. What you have learned so far, and then you could start playing around with this. It's if you get stuck, you put it in Google, and you'll get the answer. Okay. The next thing is I'm going to show you run the how to read a file. You could write a script that will ask you to read the file in there. Okay. Oh, we are out of time. Okay, so I will pick this up from on this tomorrow, and if you all could join tomorrow around 10 o'clock your time on time, and then we'll try to wrap this up. A lot of things. Uh, it may take a couple more weeks before we do this here, but I'll try to explain a lot more things tomorrow. Okay. Anybody has any questions? You can write it down and let me know tomorrow.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Thanks for coming in.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
All right. Allah Hafiz.
So.